After the brutal Peloponnesian War, like the mythical phoenix rising from the ashes, Sparta emerged triumphant and established its hegemony over Greece. 3 decades of continuous, exhausting struggle with Athens left deep scars. Tens of thousands of lives were cut short, and countless others' fates shattered. This victory came at an immense cost. Once self-contained and avoiding conflicts beyond its borders, Sparta transformed into an empire whose dominion stretched far beyond its native Laconic peninsula. Far from the militaristic utopia it once espoused, Sparta was forced to adapt to the harsh realities of prolonged warfare, leading to profound changes in its military and political strategy. However, despite its victory, Sparta's dominance remained precarious. Spartiate losses were immense, their numbers dwindling to a critical level. While Sparta could field an army of 10,000 hoplites during the Persian Wars, by various historical estimates, their numbers now barely reached 2,000. Too few warriors and too many obligations. Many wondered if Sparta could maintain its power and how long its supremacy would last. Could this battle-hardened city-state overcome the internal and external threats looming over it? The answer lies in the subsequent events, full of intrigue and unexpected turns. This article will analyze how the once formidable Sparta steadily declined, facing a series of tragic events and fatal missteps that ultimately led to the fall of this legendary polis. In 404 BCE, Sparta's triumph over Athens proved to be a Pyrrhic victory. Athens was forced to abandon its cherished democracy and submit to the rule of the 30 tyrants, an oligarchic regime supported by Spartan force. Under the leadership of the brutal Critias and the more moderate Theramenes, Athenian society became fractured. By some accounts, approximately 1,500 Athenians were executed without trial, primarily political opponents and wealthy citizens who posed a threat to the new regime. However, the tyrant's rule was short-lived. Just 8 months later, a group of Athenian exiles led by Thrasybulus launched a rebellion, defeating the Spartan-backed rulers at the Battle of Munichia and restoring democracy in Athens. This humiliating defeat foreshadowed further troubles for Spartan hegemony. Their influence in Athens was undermined, marking the beginning of an era of decline. The Persian and Corinthian wars followed. Sparta, once a mighty land power that avoided expansion, now found itself drawn into the defense of distant Greek allies. The Ionians of Anatolia, long under Persian rule, appealed to Sparta for help. In 396 BCE, King Agesilaus II led a campaign into Anatolia, but the venture proved unsuccessful. Spartan forces struggled to adapt to Persian cavalry tactics, and political support at home waned. Ultimately, the campaign failed, and Spartan forces were recalled. Upon their return to Greece, Sparta's former allies, Athens, Thebes, Corinth, and Argos, united to challenge its growing power. With financial backing from Persia, they ignited the Corinthian War. Sparta, exhausted by previous conflicts, faced overwhelming opposition. The war led to significant losses for Sparta, including the death of the renowned general Lysander at the Battle of Haliartus, and the complete destruction of the Spartan fleet at Cnidus. Despite fierce fighting, Sparta could not achieve a decisive victory. Eventually, the Persian king Artaxerxes II brokered the king's peace, a treaty that required Greek city-states to remain independent, effectively ending Spartan dominance. Sparta lost its aura of invincibility. Thebes, once a Spartan ally, rebelled against its hegemony and began to scheme. In 371 BCE, under the brilliant command of Epaminondas, the Thebans confronted Sparta at the Battle of Leuctra. In this battle, which shocked the Greek world, Epaminondas employed innovative tactics, reinforcing his left flank to 50 ranks against the Spartan phalanx, which was only 18 ranks deep. The outcome was catastrophic for Sparta. Over 400 Spartiates, including King Cleombrotus I, fell on the battlefield. The myth of Spartan invincibility was shattered. The Thebans did not stop there. They invaded Spartan territory and liberated the Helot population of Messenia, delivering a crushing blow to Sparta's economic and military might. The formation of the Arcadian League and an anti-Spartan coalition further weakened Sparta's position. After Epaminondas' death at the Battle of Mantinea in 362 BCE, Thebes' brief hegemony also collapsed. The Greek world, exhausted by decades of warfare, had weakened itself. Sparta, now a mere shadow of its former greatness, faded into the annals of history. During the rise of Macedon under Philip II and later Alexander the Great, Sparta's decline continued. When Macedon conquered Greece, it bypassed Sparta, no longer considering it a significant threat. By the time Greece was annexed by Rome, Sparta had become a relic of the past. While retaining some local autonomy under Roman rule, it remained a pale imitation of its former glory. Sparta's fall was not the result of a single blow, but a series of errors, defeats, and internal strife that ultimately led to its collapse. Once a dominant power, Sparta now serves as a reminder that even the mightiest empires can crumble if their foundations are not maintained. While the legend of Sparta lives on, its history stands as a cautionary tale, a narrative of how even the greatest warrior society can fall.